Welcome back to Fox 8 News in the morning, 8:40 your time right now. When it comes to love and dating, you can't always help who you fall for. Sometimes it means finding yourself with someone much younger or much older. Here to talk about age differences in relationships is Gina Gideon. She's from It's Just Lunch. Gina, thank you very much for stopping by, talking to us this morning. I'm just going to hit you right off the bat.
Sure.
Okay, the man is 55 years old. When it comes to dating a woman, how low should he go?
I don't think anything more than 10 to 15 years. I think that should be the max. That's just my own personal opinion, but to each their own.
Why is that? I mean, why 10 to 15 years? Why can't you go lower than that? You fall into the sugar daddy stage when you get a little lower than that?
It could be. I just think with the generation gap, there's a lot of things to consider before you dive into a relationship.
What about for a woman?
Factors.
Woman says she's 55. Well, how low should she go?
I would say no more than 10 years.
Really?
But that, again, is just my opinion.
Guys can go a little bit lower than women.
I agree.
All right, now you talk about six big indicators of how age differences can impact a relationship.
Yes.
I'm going to go through them and you comment.
Absolutely.
First one, you're in a different life stage.
Yes.
Explain.
You really need to consider your partner. You need to consider where you're at in your life. You have different goals in life. It could be, you're not growing together. It depends. I mean, it's all about when you get into your 50s and 60s, people are looking towards retirement. And if your partner's much younger,
she's thinking about kids or whatever, and you already got grown kids.
Exactly.
I can see that being a big problem.
Right.
All right, number two, will your social circles mix? That's important. We're talking friends here. Huh?
Right, you have to consider your friendships. Building a relationship, you have to be able to mesh your friends together as well.
Yeah.
So are you going to be able to relate to your partner's friends?
Yeah, especially if they're younger, and in another case if they're older.
Exactly.
All right, the third is you may not share the same goals. That could be a big problem.
Sharing goals is a very important factor in building a relationship. Just going back to what I said before, you start a family. The woman, if she's much younger, she may be wanting to have children where he's not.
You're thinking about settling down.
Exactly.
Thinking about retirement.
He's thinking about retirement and traveling the world, and she's wanting to start a family. So those are really, those are the con sides of things.
This is interesting. Chronological age may not match the psychological age. What do you mean by that?
I mean that, if somebody comes to me and they say they're 50 years old, just because they are a number, that doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't.
Because age is just a number.
I look at activity level. You look at common interests. There's so many different things that you have to factor into that. It's a broad spectrum. But
the bottom line, though, there will be a generation gap. I mean, you can't get around that.
Right. You have to be considerate of your partner. You may not connect on certain things, whether it's a movie, whether it's a historical event, whether it's a well-known phrase.
But are all age differences necessarily bad, though?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
I think it's all about a connection. You have to follow your heart. At the end of the day, you have to follow your heart. Dating somebody much younger or older, it's going to force you to grow. You are going to open up your perspectives. You're going to see things from a different light. You're going to learn all about different things. So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So
you can't put an age on love. I mean, if two people in love, no matter what their ages are, you just got to go with it.
Exactly, and that's why I love what I do with It's Just Lunch. We are a professional matchmaking service. I love what I do there. We connect with people on what they're looking for. So if they're open to doing something like that, I will absolutely focus in on that for them. All
right, Gina Gideon from It's Just Lunch. We have a link to their website on our website, fox8.com. That link is to the Cleveland chapter. Gina, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. All right.
I had a great time. Thank you.
Let's check in with Kenny Crumpton. He happens to be still single, so I mean.
Well, Kenny needs to call me then.
Kenny, you hear that? Gina said call her if you want to hook up.